Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your usual host, Patrick. And I just want to quickly interrupt this by saying thank you for watching and hopefully subscribing. It's been a rough year, but I'm back. I'm back with this YouTube channel. I am making an effort. I am uploading pretty regularly-ish. Took a break there for like a week or two or so, but I'm back from that tiny break, and back obviously from the bigger break. I have videos to come. The videos I promised recently, I honestly don't know if they're going to come, but I'm not going to lie to you anymore and say that they are, because I don't know. Those are big projects, and I would love to still make them, but I'm scared that I can't bring the quality that I want to them. I know every YouTuber says that. It's like, oh, I want to make the content I want to make, but the project that I'm looking at making, it's not that I don't know what to say, it's that I don't know how to say it in a way that is appropriate and brings across the right message. So I need a little bit more time to really put that all together. But I'm happy. I'm back to making reviews. I will be making more gaming content soon. I don't know if it's going to be Let's Plays. I highly doubt that. But if you have been watching, if you have subscribed recently, thank you. You mean the world to me. And here's to a year of more content, whatever that looks like. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, please like. This is going to be the only time I say it, so give me this one shot. Anyway, happy birthday to me. As a prequel to the rest of the Hunger Games series, and what I consider to be the best film in the franchise, I see this as a demonstration of how young adult films can be more than what they are usually packaged as. The story focuses on the antagonist of the main Hunger Games series, when he's much younger and taking his first steps into the political games that consume this dystopian setting. His story is one of moral decline and empathetic agency as the 10th annual Hunger Games starts. At its best, the film focuses on Snow's perspective of the games and the people who are involved in front and behind the cameras, both with conflicting responses, but coming with believable motivations that pushes this narrative the entire time. The last third might stray in quality and reasonable justification for character actions, but I never felt bored during it. The directing has this flow and style that positively strays away from the directing style of the original three films and transforms itself into a political drama that solely relies on how we empathize with Snow and the characters that revolve around his motivations and obstructions. For a Hunger Games film, you could argue the lead-up and execution of elements and characters in the first act is way more engaging than the game sequence itself.
You saved us. I know that. But I can't go on acting for the cameras and then just ignoring each other in real life. So if you can stop looking at me like I'm wounded, then I can quit acting like it. And then maybe we have a shot at being friends.
The game itself isn't the main thing here, it's just the second act of 3. A problem a lot of people have towards these young adult series is the universe always feels unbelievable, making for very convenient plot holes and critiques. This kind of critique only feels fair when the writing focuses on detailing the world and how it functions. Otherwise, you're picking at something that isn't overly important to the art itself. The perfect example of this is the diverging opinion on Harry Potter. Just for the side, J.K. Rowling is a big transphobic poo-poo head. The first few entries in the Harry Potter series are better received because J.K. Rowling hadn't figured out the universe yet, but as the series moved on, she started focusing on the outer magical world more, introducing bigger plot holes that are harder for some people to ignore. In the Hunger Games series, it's hard to disassociate the world from the art because the world is given so much importance to why the games themselves are happening. The prequel stands out here in a good way, because instead of focusing on why the games are happening and why people are okay with this, it focuses wholly on the characters and situations dealing with this. No one cares how the game started or the acceptance the public needs. We're just put in the shoes of the characters themselves, their daily in and outs. this film, this story, it's a contained character story that feels much bigger, even if the later third struggles to nail that finish. Up until this film, I had only watched 2 of the 4 Hunger Games films, and neither experience was good. A couple weeks back, I marathoned the entire franchise from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. I watched the entire series, and just to see if the prequel did its job and improved my experience of the 2 films I didn't enjoy. The marathon was hard, but I did leave with a somewhat better experience for it. The series was not great, and overall really demonstrated to me why the prequel is such an improvement, and a beacon for the series. The prequel improves 2 scenes within the series featuring Snow, but both versions of Snow feel too different from one another. The prequel does try and justify the change in its last act, but as I've said, it didn't land it. I think I can recommend 2 films in the entire franchise if you're interested in giving the franchise a go. Not that I recommend that. Obviously, the prequel Ballad of Songbird and Snake and Catching Fire. I think while Ballad is a much better film than Catching Fire does have moments and scenes that almost hit that 7 out of 10 mark. If you don't like those, I can't recommend the series. Oh, and the worst elements of Ballad of Songbird and Snakes was the references and hints towards the main series. That's how bad the series is. Even referencing it ruins your film. I give the Hunger Games series, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, a solid 6 out of 10. The Hunger Games films, the first Hunger Games movie, I'd give a 5 out of 10. Catching Fire, I'd give a 6 out of 10, closer to a 5 than a 7. Mockingjay Part 1, I give a 4 out of 10, closer to a 5 than a 3. That one had a long way to climb, and the prequel somewhat helped, but not by a whole lot. And Mockingjay Part 2, I would give a 5 out of 10.